The Jenn Royster Show, intuitive guidance to inspire your life, is an inspirational hour that'll take you on an epic metaphysical journey to discover the spiritual approach to life's greatest challenges. Dr. Jenn Royster is an internationally known intuitive counselor, spiritual teacher, and energy healer. Imagine having the ability to use your innate positive energy to dissolve the stuckness in your life, whether it's emotional, physical, or spiritual, through this incredible dynamic show. Get ready to be transformed from Dr. Jenn's live guided healing meditations and intuitive readings, and unveil the power of connecting to spirit, the angels, and your higher self. Dr. Jenn is passionate about helping you find the answers you're looking for through an inward journey that'll strengthen your connection to spirit and help you trust your intuition. Now, here's your host, Dr. Jenn Royster.
Hello everyone, welcome to the show. I'm Dr. Jenn, and today we're going to talk about April 2023 full moon that arrives on April 5. And it's interesting because this is a very high vibrational frequency healing moon. So we have full moons that are about releasement, and that is a healing aspect. I mean, that's part of healing, is to let things go that need to go away. But it's also going to bring in a bit more. We have a lot of frequency energy flowing out there, and I'm finding it fascinating. Every day I'm asking and thanking and clearing. I'm doing it more often during the days, and I'm finding that it's quite different, and I'm feeling better. I'm finding that there is a difference in it. This is my own, not experimenting with it, but just flowing with it, because angels have been a part of my life my whole life, and they truly are reminding me on a continual basis that anybody can ask for this. It's there. There's higher energies coming in, because Earth is already 5D, and this is from the spirituality metaphysics perspective. I look at astrology just to see what the energies are lined up. I ask the angels about this, and today it's about this full moon. It's about also Chiron having an active role here, and I'll explain that. But we have opportunity to dig in a little bit deeper here if you choose to go there. And here's the key. The opportunities are there, but the universe, angels, nobody forces you to do anything you don't want to do, because we all have free will. I'm presenting what I'm finding. I've been working with this every single day, several times a day, and I am feeling quite the difference. I've been working with it with Emmy, my dog, because she got really sick a couple weeks ago, and we're seeing a completely different dog. So I'm all about energy healing. So we're going to be focusing on that energy healing and how we can tap into this. And that moon is what? Today's March 30 while we're airing this live show. So that's on April 5. That's the peak of it. I normally feel things about a week, and then as it's coming up to that date of the full moon, that's the peak, the strongest, and then about a week after. So you feel those influences about a week out to the peak, and then after. Some people don't feel it as much as that. Some people feel it sooner. Some people feel it later. It doesn't matter when. I just want you to know it's not that only day. That's just when it's going to be the strongest. But you can start working with this energy now, because it's about a week out. So this is a healing show today. We're going to work with energy healing vibrations. We're going to be sending it out. We're lifting the frequency here in this show. I already started working on that before we started. So I feel like I'm coming back home to a natural part of why I'm here. Energy healing has just been there in my life, and it's part of what I do for healthcare, self-care. So I'm not saying it's all of it. I'm saying it's a big part of it, because energy is in everything. Energy affects us. Our consciousness lives in these cells, you name it. So let's go into this. I don't want to hesitate any longer, and I want to welcome everyone that is showing up in the chat. Enjoy the show, and we will be with you in a bit. But I want to get this out because I'm in a deep mindset here with it and I want to give it to you. All right, so it's a Libra full moon. Libra full moon on April 5. That's the one that it will be bringing these deep healing vibrations. So I'm feeling them already. You might find that you're contemplating very, very deep wounds, or you will be things that you just can't seem to get past, things like that. And sometimes this comes from previous lifetimes. Or generational. I mean, it's something that just like, why is this so there? That's why we're addressing this today. Because this is an opportunity to cut cords for something you can finally cut the cord to and get it out where you can be free. And here's the thing. Some wounds you will always feel or know and have that experience. It's not like we're wiping out memory, but we learn to find ways to grow and become stronger from them. It's a soul growth type of thing. We don't always have to learn soul growth lessons the hard way, but some of them do come that way. So when things do happen and life hits us the way it does sometimes, when it does, taking that with the perspective and the mindset of, okay, my soul growth is the most important thing here. What can I learn from this? Is going to be your best friend there. Angels are going to support you. You are not ever alone. Okay? Difference between alone and loneliness. You're not alone. So here we go. We are all growing, whether we know it or not, exponentially, honestly, because of these frequencies coming in, because the world is shifting so much. And there's a lot of shift that still needs to happen. A lot of change still needs to happen. And here we go. So, deeper healing is really looking at, do you believe in the worthiness that the angels and the universe see? Do you believe in your abilities and your talents and your skills? Do you believe that you have value here? There's so many times people believe something outside of themselves that's going to pull it down and not believe in themselves, or it messes up their confidence and things like that, and it just breaks my heart for everyone. But at the same time, it's happened to me too, I know. But when you start to look at, wait a minute, the universe sees us, the angels see us in this amazing value and worthiness, and they are there to help us. But we, with our free will, have to choose to believe in that too. And that's where healing can really catapult you onto the next level. Okay, so, and here's the thing, whether you believe it or not, that's up to you. Every single person has value and worthiness as far as the universe and angels are concerned. Everyone. Yes, there's ups and downs, there's positives, there's negatives. But everyone does. It's up to that person, that individual, whether they choose to believe in that and utilize that while they're here. Every single person here on earth has a reason to be here. It's up to them what they do with it. They're not going to make you do anything you don't want to do. Nobody's going to force you. There's nothing like that. But it's available to everyone. Every single person has this available to them. But I find that they don't believe it. Or they believe somebody else's opinion about them, that kind of thing. So this is what this is about. It's reminding us that angels and the universe, God, recognize our value, know our worthiness. We have to believe in that. So that's where you want to ask yourself, do you recognize the value that you can bring? Do you recognize your worthiness, that you deserve these opportunities to heal and grow and be amazing and share your gifts or whatever it is you do? Your gift might simply be just being a support to your family. It can be simple, it can be small. You could be that amazing farmer that has the green thumb. That's a gift. That's a blessing these days, right? To have healthy, good food. And, you look at this, it's not being a big, grandiose anything. It's about just doing what you love and what brings joy to your heart. For some people, just being there for their family brings so much joy. You are utilizing your gift. It doesn't have to be huge. It doesn't have to be, you know, grand. You don't have to make sure everybody knows it. You know what I mean? That's the ego wanting all that glory, really. You just want to do it. You just want to be in that joy. You want to lighten up on yourself and allow what you're good at, what you love to do, shine through. So they keep reminding me this over and over and over again, and it's something I feel very driven to share with you. So the affirmation for today is, I recognize I am worthy and honor the value I bring to the world. There's your affirmation. Write it down. Use it. Remember it, something. Bookmark, archive the show, whatever you got to do. But use this. This is a great time for this type of affirmation. Remember, anything you say behind I am is really what you believe, you know. So instead of a I am and a complaint, I am worthy. I am. Okay, that's how we work with affirmations. So if you're new to that, that's why I wanted to bring that up. So let's go into this energy now, so we can kind of dive into how this energy is going to work with healing. So it's a Libra full moon. You might notice that this is highlighting how you relate to others in any form. Family, friends, business, you know, whatever those relationships are, personal, business, whatever. And it's going to spotlight or highlight. You might find that this Libra moon will highlight, how do you show up for those? How are you in relationships with business or connections or group, whatever it is you do? Here's a couple of questions. Which of these relationships that you have, you just feel so lifted and it brings the best out of you? And which ones do not? Which ones make you feel like you got to pull back, sit in the back of the room, or be unnoticed? I know. Listen to these questions, right? So you're looking at how are you showing up for a relationship, and then which way do you feel in it? Whether it's group, business, personal, family, whatever. Look at how you're showing up. Hiding or feeling lifted and supported. It's a big deal. This full moon also brings in the healing vibrations, like I was talking about. It's a very deep healing that allows us to feel like we can be confident and supported. We can let go or shift a relationship, improve it. Maybe we need to change something within ourselves here, or maybe this just isn't the right lineup for us at the frequency we're at. You know, you're looking at it that way. Which ones are not working, which ones are? So it also has this Chiron. Chiron is the asteroid known as the wounded healer. It's a very deep healing when Chiron shows up. Chiron's very active in this moon, and it will be supporting to help you observe how past wounds, trauma, memories in your relationships, how you have been interacting with others today from past ones. How have previous experiences or issues affecting what you have now? Positive or negative, or do you need to shift something? Are you reacting versus responding? Things like that. It's just going to help you process that a little bit more. It goes in deeper. These can feel very stuck, like they're very just been there forever, but they can feel very present and authentic when Chiron's working with us. For me, Chiron brings out the things that are keeping me from being the best version of myself today. So sometimes we take our deep breath, like what's Chiron going to show us? And it takes you to those deeper recesses. If you find yourself going into some really deep thought or dreams about things in the past, Chiron might be bringing some things up to show you things about relationships or how you interact, or what could be affecting you today, what needs healing, what can bring you back to a wholeness where you are feeling a connection in a positive, loving way. Now, Chiron also recognizes, and I want you to hear this, because sometimes people feel like, I can't let it go, I can't let it go. So do want you to hear this. Chiron will also bring up things that are just so deep. It's like, how in the world can I fix that? And some wounds you will always, and this is not to sound negative or give you a discouragement, please hear me. It can bring up the things that are very deep, that came back, that were very, very deep, that will always be felt. You may not ever not feel that. It could have been from a past life. It could have been from very long time ago. Could have been recent, whatever it is. But sometimes we have to learn how to accept that that wound was part of what happened to us in our lifetime, that we have to embrace that side of us, that it changed us. But we also want to look through and find this truer version of who we really are, how that affected us, and how we can go forward. So we're looking for that lesson in it. We're always looking for a lesson in these. So it can bring up some deep ones. Don't ever feel like you're by yourself. If you feel like it's really getting deep for you, reach out to someone. Reach out for your angels, obviously. They're always there in a second. But just know that you have support with that. You're also looking at, I mean, a lot of healers, I mean, and I can say I'm one of them. A lot of people that are out there really with this passion to try to help people have had very, very deep wounds that Chiron has worked with them on. And sometimes you become a teacher, a healer, or an intuitive. Like that's what's happened with me. And I know many others that's happened to. You just know that I have worked through this and I want to help someone else that could be going through something similar. You don't have to become this. It could be that you just relate to people that you know, and you are just a great listening ear for someone going through something that you are familiar with, and you've been there, and you can, offer some comfort and some guidance in a simple friend-to-friend way. So this is how Chiron would work. You can still... They can still be like that memory, but not pull you down. There's this way that you can transition something like that. And when I say that, that's someone that has taken something very difficult and has transitioned that into something that they can help others and help themselves and lift up, something with a purpose. So if you're willing to go into that and work with this energy, this Libra moon can really shine some light on some very deep healing journeys for you. You can recognize that just because there's been these things that have happened in my life, I'm still a whole, worthy, with value person. See, this is what I want you to hear. You can see that you have an authentic connection, that these wounds are not the identity. They have molded and shaped you, but they can become a strength when you learn how to work with Chiron with this. This is deep energy healing. This is coming face to face with something that might have been very difficult at one point, but as far as growing through it, you're learning how to take something that made you feel worth less, and you're going to transmute that with an energy that's so powerful and so incredible because it comes from unlimited divine love, and transmute that into something that has a purpose that lifts you and others. That's what kind of moon this is. That's what kind of work Chiron can do. And it's very active under this moon. So Libra full moon also, let's look at this. Now, another aspect, now not everybody is going to feel it in the same way, so I'm going through the different aspects, some of the Chiron aspects. This is also an opportunity to do some cord cutting, and what do I mean by that? That means a deeper, connected, more in tune with your world. That's what Libra's about, and in order to do that, we have to get some things out of the way that are holding us back, that are clouding our view, that are misconstruing, that are disorienting us, that are keeping us from our full potential. So it encourages you, this moon encourages you, This Libra energy is about feeling that connection. So it's going to nudge, especially with Chiron there, to go deeper. And don't be afraid to lean into what's going on here. What is causing this holdup? What's making me feel like I got cinder blocks tied to me that I can't fly and lift and go? That kind of thing. So there's a tendency with Libra energy to, what you want to look for is when you're in the presence of other relationships, whether they're group friendly, business, family, whatever, do you lose who you are, or are you still who you are? This is necessary to find out what parts of you are being hidden. So you don't have to go, bulldozing through a group or anything and be extreme and all that and cause disruption. I'm not saying that. I'm saying what's going on with you when you're in the presence of these groups and relationships. Remember, do you hide, go to the back, shadow, or do you stand strong and confident in what you can bring as a participant of the relationship? And if you can't do that in those relationships, is this a cord-cutting opportunity? That's what this is bringing up. This could be so many different things for people. It could be something that you loved doing, but it's just not the right group for you. It could be you just need to shift it. Change what you're doing there. If you found that you get lost in the grips of a group or somewhere else, this is going to be an opportunity with this energy, this high frequency, to help you go the opposite direction, help you find a more awakened, more connected way that you belong here and that you deserve to belong here. So you need to find what supports and what doesn't, and there's some house cleaning to do, so to speak. If you feel called, this is a powerful time to do some cord cutting. A simple way to do that is to find a few minutes. You don't need very much. You don't need very much. Just find a couple of minutes to yourself and close your eyes. And I like to work with Michael on those. I like to work with Archangel Michael and ask him to help assist me, because you want to be a participant in doing it, and just cut. You can visualize whatever you want. Ropes, cords, vines, whatever feels tied up. And just cut it and clear it away. Sometimes it's like clearing or weeding a garden for me, so other things can thrive. It's like however you want to look at it. But it's energetic ties you're cutting, because we do that a lot. And here's why this happens and affects confidence. When cords are attached with others, it's usually through the third chakra. The third chakra right here in the center. You ever notice people, sitting with their arms crossed, or, they're protecting their third chakra, and you really don't realize that's what it's an energetic way that energy comes in. And that chakra is about who has your power, you or somebody else. Did you give it away? If you are backing down from being what you can be and contribute and backing down, you're giving somebody else the power. So they're not even trying to take it. Here's the thing. It's not like somebody else's fault. It's about how we view ourselves. You have to look inside. Do you see your value and your worth? You don't have to go in and be, strong and bulldoze over somebody else. You just need to be who you are. And we are struggling sometimes to figure out what that is. And sometimes if we've associated with certain relationships, groups in the past, we were at a different place then. But now that we are growing and we're shifting and we're exploring our spirituality and how we're all connected to this world and how we're connected to everything, we're finding that we're questioning some of that, and it doesn't feel the same, or you're not enjoying it the same. They remind me over and over again, the angels, you've got to spend some time with joy and what brings you joy and peace. What puts a smile on your face? What just helps you relax and kind of let go and take a break from everything going on? If we're not doing that, we're not making priorities in the right order. They're being very, very strong and they are constantly reminding me of it too. And I thought I was doing pretty good with that, but I'm finding some areas that I have to do it a little better. And I'm practicing that as well. Now, and here's the thing, when you're cutting a cord, like say it's a personal relationship or really close, like family or somebody, I can't just cut that like that. You're not cutting or you're not excommunicating from someone literally. It's the energetic issue, because you can actually be selective on those. This I found to be very powerful. You can cut the cords of what's affecting you, but not all of them. It might be someone that's very close to you and you love them very dearly, and you can stay connected with that, but not that toxic part. You can just cut the parts that are affecting you. Because in turn, if that emotional attachment is not there like that for the parts that are affecting you negatively, now you can be in their presence, enjoy the other aspects of things, and when they do what they do that used to affect you, it won't anymore. You can just say, well, that's them and that's their choices, but I'm going to go this way. And it doesn't take you all over the place. This is a very powerful lesson for empathic people to learn. It's for anybody, really. I mean, where love is, you have empathic. You care about others. You love them. But we also have to give them the freedom to make their own choices too. So that we can't control others. We have to bring it back and work here, inner. So now another part of this is Jupiter. Jupiter's expansive qualities. Jupiter's that planet of expansion and shooting further than you would normally, and it's also about abundance. But this one is also heightened under this moon. Jupiter is showing some presence here, and that makes it easier. That makes it easier for us to go out there and explore a little deeper where we need to cut some cords, or where we can maybe lean in a little bit more and fine-tune something. Sometimes it's a little bit of energy cutting, cord cutting, and enhancing more of the other aspects in a relationship that you do want. Sometimes you're wanting to build that one more and just, change it. So a lot of times it's letting other people that you care about, instead of trying to control how they make their decisions. That's a cord right there. Feeling like you've got to do that. Or maybe the cord's the other way, where they feel like they got to do that to you. You can cut that one too. And you can make the relationship better. It takes the pressure off everybody. I mean, sometimes think about it. All the things we have to be responsible for, when we should be right here making sure that we're doing what we need to do, where we can make some choices and decisions. So if this Jupiter is there, it's going to make it a little easier to find what needs to be cut, and exploring, maybe go a little deeper in some areas that we want to go. It's also going to have a positive highlight here. So that's where I love that. It brings the silver linings out. It shows us, even in the midst of all this, where's that silver lining? Where's that positive gift that I'm going to find out of all of this effort that I'm doing? This is a good thing. Very good. Okay, so now there's a couple of other aspects here, and I'm going into this one deep because there's a lot going on around this full moon in astrology here. But there's two feminine influences connected to this moon. So first of all, we have Libra is ruled by Venus. Venus is the goddess of love, okay? The two strong feminine influences are Eris, the goddess of discord and strife. How fun is that? And then we have Vesta, an asteroid named after the goddess of earth and fire. So those are like going really deep into some aspects, but they're showing a little bit of presence here too. So influence from these goddess forces can play out in a few ways. Okay, there's a couple of ways you might see this popping up. Eris, for example, that's the one of discord and strife. That one could show some deconstructing, allowing some of that conflict to show where you can take action for a better harmony. There's actually a positive you can take from that. So if there's something popping up that's showing a conflict of interest, just discord, whatever it might be, you can actually find ways to make that work in harmony. So that's the highlight there for that you can use in a positive way. So I like that one. Full moons have a tendency anyway to highlight, to illuminate things that we need to release from our lives anyway. So here we got all this going on with this moon, right? So there might be a way where you can see this discord as a way to find a positive, a equality. You can find a presence where you can find the harmony in whatever's causing a discord or harmony, whatever that is. So Vesta has a softer, calmer, more gentle energy. This is another one. And this one is more about the antidote, the opposite of what Eris, the discord and strife, does. So I found that very interesting. Vesta reminds us to go home, go back to our center, go back and tune into our inner energy, our inner light. Know that that's where all the answers are. That's where we can find our unlimited strength. That is our aspect. That is part of creation and all. That is all of it. So this is the representation of truth and authenticity to you. So even though we see something that might conflict with Eris there, Vesta brings in this other energy that's like, hey, you got to go back in and you got to connect to that. That's where you find the answers. So I like that part. And there's a lot of energy here. So your inner fire is you. That's your true authentic self. That's who you are. You want to tap into that if that pops up for you. And without knowing, you might really find some pleasant surprises and all these different things. We have some energies that'll pull some things up. We have some energies that can show some positive and give us this expansive energy that can help us fine-tune this. We can really find some clarity on, okay, we need to clear that out and maybe enhance this. Maybe we need to cut this cord. Maybe we need to build on this side of the energy we have in the connection, different things like that. There's a lot of energy around this full moon. And it's about high vibrational healing energy coming in at different angles. So it appears to be really wanting us to recognize our self-worth, our value, our wholeness, our deeper connections, where we might be stuck and need to cut some cords, how we can find our own inner light and really connect with that and let that shine through. That's healing. That is a lot of deep healing. And true healing really does. I mean, if everything has energy attached to it, positive and negative energy goes up or down. If something in your life is not the way that is supporting you, we can shift and work with that. You can do that. So right now, before I even look, I'm trying, as you notice, I'm not looking at the chat. I know you guys are there and I love you, but I wanted to stay on tack with this message from the angels and what I saw in astrology because I wanted to make sure I got it to you before I ran out of time. I'm about to come over there in just a moment, but I want to take a moment right now for you guys to stop and think about those questions we asked at the very beginning. If the angels in the universe see your value and worth, do you see it? Do you see the value that you bring? Do you see that you're worth this effort to honor and to dive in and to truly heal and to connect into your light? Do you see that about yourself? And there might be days where you do, and then there might be days that you don't. And when I feel that way going up and down, and that's normal too, that happens. I just ask, I'll just stop and say, okay, I'm going to take 5 minutes and I'm going to clear. What I'm starting to notice is the more I do this, and I've been doing it intentionally a lot lately because I've been feeling that there's a new strength or momentum to this energy. So, and I've been working with energy healing and angels for a very long time, but it does feel more present. It does feel more like we're closer to, I don't know, maybe the veil thinning. I don't know how you want to describe that. So every time I feel like something's just trying to bump me down, or I feel that, I just stop and take 5-10 minutes. I don't even have to take 5 minutes sometimes. Sometimes it's just a moment and I'll go, okay, I felt that. That was lower than I want to be, so let's let go of that. And I'll thank Michael for helping me to release that. And then I ask him to remind me as I go through my day, to remind me of ways that I can keep my frequency up and lifted. And he does. It's amazing. He does. He shows me different things, different ideas. And sometimes these things are not, they're not hard. They're just literally these intentions that I don't want to hold the lower frequency anymore. I'm enjoying the higher frequency. I'll ask to clear out the lower and bring in the higher. So I'm putting in detail what I do that has been working very well, actually. I'm noticing I'm doing it with the home, I'm doing it around my family, I'm doing it with myself, but you know, my dog and things like that, 'cause she was going through some stuff. And we're just amazed. We're just amazed because animals really respond to energy anyway. And you can really see it. If you have animals, you can see that. But nature too. I work a lot with plants and gardening and growing our own food, and I'm noticing it there. So every cell that has consciousness or energy, it feels this amazing energy coming in. You might find that as you're working with this higher frequency energy, that you just have this, okay, I want to clean house. It's springtime. Let's clear it out. Let's get rid of the clutter. Let's rotate some things. Let's change it up. You might find that you want to just feel good in your space. You want to redecorate. You might find that you want to just clear it and clean it and just have good music playing, or just good vibes. You know, those good vibes, you can get used to them real quick. And then when they shift down, it doesn't take very long if you work with this. Because once you stay in the higher frequencies, and to me, it's like, why would you want to go back? But it happens. You'll go up and down. We live here. It's realistic. But you can ask for, okay, can you give me some more of that high vibration? And sometimes at the very beginning, you have to ask for it a lot if you're really feeling down or discouraged. But I've always believed in this, but I'm really, really feeling and seeing it. It just feels like such the reward after all the years of working so hard, that I see where, oh wow, if I just keep asking, but I have to have that intention of releasing. You can't hold on to old stuff and bring in the new stuff. You have to be willing to let go of some of that old stuff holding you back. That's what this full moon's about. So as you're doing that, fill with the higher. Fill with the higher. You can close your eyes and just ask the angels. It doesn't matter which angel. I get that question a lot, where people want to know which angel this and which angel that, and what about this and what about that. And I'm going to be really honest with you. There's lots of angels that have different specialties, but when you don't know which one or what, that is not a reason to hold up asking. You can simply, you have a guardian angel for that. All you've got to do is just ask. Just address the angelic realm. Ask your guardian angel. They will send you what you need. You need to believe that they will. And then as you're learning it, you can be more decisive with that. But guys, it's not a textbook thing. It's not one exact way for one or the other. You're going to work with what works for you. And I'm really a believer in you knowing that you can do this yourself. You don't need somebody else to channel it for you. They can. I'm not knocking that. I do it. But I'm saying, I also want you to know the potential that you can do this too. You don't have to. You can just simply ask. It can be very simple for you. But you have to know that they're there with you just as much as they're here with me or anyone else. And they're not going to do anything to frighten you. If you're not ready for some of it, they're not going to go there. They don't frighten. And you don't have to go in so deep that you feel afraid. You don't want to do that anyway if you're feeling fear. Because why is that? Energy attracts like energy. You want to stay in your lane. You want to stay in where your energy, what energy you want to bring in. If you're feeling down and low, I wouldn't do it then. I don't. If I'm not feeling like I've got if I don't feel like I'm connected and I have that, I'm very clear about who I want to connect with. And if I'm not sure when I do, I don't go there. And you can ask and question it. If they're saying they're an angel and you're not sure, guess what? You can ask them for some identification. Okay? It's okay. They're not offended by that. They're glad you're doing that. That's telling them and letting them know clearly what you do not want to connect with. So I'm just putting it out there. Take it or leave it. Whatever you want to do with it. But I know that I'm working with this because overall it's making a huge difference in how I feel inside and out. It makes a difference. So with that, let's go say hi to everybody, see how we're doing. Hi guys, wow, we got a little bit there. Oh, and good morning to Journey to Becoming. Hello, 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 and thank you so much for the support for the show. You are always such a blessing when you do that, and I'm very humbled, but thank you. That was the first thing I saw when I got over here, so thank you so much. So she says, lots and lots of releasing, calling in Archangel Michael to assist with releasing, Archangel Raphael to come in right after I release and infuse the area. If released from this, that's perfect with his green healing. Yes, energy to infuse every nook and cranny. Exactly. Exactly. That's exactly, yes. So I like that tandem too, because Raphael represents to me the angel of healing. I have noticed recently though, and you guys might want to check in too, I have noticed recently because healers and people that do what I do, we do work with Michael and Raphael a lot. That's kind of just goes with it. They're kind of in tandem a lot because Michael helps us release and find our courage and cut cords and all of that good stuff. But my guardian angel has been popping up a lot, like wanting to be a little bit more present in life, and is at the same time a little bit stronger. And I'm like, okay, I haven't forgot you, and no, I didn't, but they're just coming through stronger. So the more you work with them, and honestly, don't forget about them, because man, they're there for you. They really are. And I want to acknowledge, I'm putting that out there right now publicly. It's like I'm acknowledging my guardian angel to be amazing and has always just been there. And very, 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 very supportive, and such a calming energy when I need it. And I work with all the archangels, but I just want to acknowledge the guardian angels that are there no matter what. And guys, they are there. And maybe that's why he's coming up stronger, because sometimes people get overwhelmed. They don't know which angel to ask. And it's not like that. You just ask your guardian. That's what they're there for. They're going to put you in the right direction. And, you know, it's not laid out quite the same as it is here on Earth. And I think we're thinking black, white, gray, you know. It's not like that. We have someone that represents us that can help us out. So don't forget about them. They're a very important part of you too. Okay, let's see. Connectory, hello to you. Hello, Aunt Karen, Pamela, Racer Girl, good morning, good morning. Let's see. Racer Girl, oh, that's really sweet. She's saying, what happens to me when I listen to you live? I feel like I'm receiving a really loving hug. Well, that means a lot to me, since that is my intention, and I put out a lot of energy vibes, and I do a lot of connecting with the angels before I start. So before I even go live, I do that. I don't do it on the camera because I want to get right in here. I do it before. It's a very personal thing that I do with them, and I do it, and then I go, okay, let's go. Because I just want to be here with you present. I want you to feel that energy. I want you to feel lifted when you're here with the show. And so I appreciate what you're saying. Lishik, I feel like I'm really getting a loving hug, and that's weird to me because I'm not a touchy person. But you're an energetic person, it sounds like, and you're enjoying that energy. That's beautiful. Pamela, been feeling very heavy, incredibly sad, feeling a bit lost. Definitely not normal. Physical ailments, stiff neck, and bad headaches. You're picking up you're feeling the heavier energies that are coming up to the surface. And I just want to say, Pamela, I seem all upbeat and all that, but I can have those days too, especially when a strong surge of energy comes in. You can feel what might, think of it this way, if you have a heavy rock on top of a balloon, it can't lift. And what happens when that real strong healing energy comes in, it's like the balloon and it's trying to come up, and this boulder on top needs to break apart and dissipate. And we might not be aware that it's there until something major comes through like that. And when I feel that, I know that there's a frequency or a weight of energy that needs to clear. Literally, because it can take you up and down, or you could have absorbed it. You know, we absorb back and forth from everything in our environment, others, people, places, things. But when you feel that, and it can come through when we're feeling those frequencies and that stuff shifting, because it's trying to bring up the weight, the heavier, lower frequency stuff up and out. That's a way to explain it in energy, honestly. So when I put my intention on something like that, like I feel that weight, I want to lift it. That's where you want, Michael can pick that boulder up and help you out. But what I want you to do is visualize yourself lifting it and he's helping you do it, not just him doing it. It makes a huge difference when you're visualizing that you are participating. Think of it like you have a broken down car and you're pushing it by yourself, or you're pushing it with someone helping you. And you can, together, you can get it out of the way. I'm really encouraging you to do that, Pamela, or anybody feeling that weight. I felt it about 4 days ago. And the headaches, I get the very strong headaches too, where and all through the neck and shoulder, that's energies coming up through the chakras that are trying to come out, up and out. So when I feel it, it's like, okay. So what I did, it was so bad. Sometimes I get them really bad. And when that happened, I just said, you know what? That high frequency energy is here. So I feel you trying to keep it bogged down, but I actually hit it twice as much. So I said, all right, I'm going to ask for even more. And I did, and I embraced that releasement, and then boom, total night and day difference. You have to work with it a little bit, but I don't want you to feel discouraged, because I understand what you were describing. I get it too. I do. But there is a way through it. And every time I get through it and I realize, oh, that's something that needs to come up and out, then I do that, and boom, you know, the lift is completely different. So just hang in there. These are old past things that Chiron could be working with you with already. So just know that. Okay, Pamela, hang in there. Jody. Hello, Jody. Let's see. Racer Girl's addressing her. But then let me keep going on to that. Racer, I need to cut the cord with people who passed away. They impacted my life very negatively. I am constantly reminded of what was done to me. I hope that cutting the cord will help a lot. Yeah, you're cutting the cord of that, literally what that trauma or that past experience was. Exactly. Because here's another thing. People that have passed and crossed over, they're not like they are here. They may have done things here, but when they're there, they are aware, and it's a different frequency there. Here's the thing. The universe takes care of all that stuff, and they deal with that. If they don't deal with it here, they deal with it there. It's not like we have to worry about making sure they do, because that's done. And we let that go. So you're letting go of feeling the need for that to be done. And I'm not saying you're asking for that, but you're trying to just let it go. And they need to move on, and they're healing, and they're going to work to be better on the next time. So that's how you can do that too. So just keep working with it and don't give up, because eventually it will cut. You're cutting that cord to that. And you may always remember it, but it won't affect you. You'll know when it's finally cut, because it won't, you'll remember it and it won't affect you the way it did. And it can be big stuff. Trust me, I know. It can be big deal stuff. But it's that's an energetic, sometimes they're like boulders, you know, they're like really thick, tough cords. You just got to keep cutting away at them. I like to think of Archangel Michael's sword, and he showed me how to use it, and it's like he doesn't do it for me. He hands me his sword, and I do the work, and he's there. So be an active participant, like I was telling Pamela earlier. Yeah, the mood, I get you. Pamela, got to clean out the mental closet before you put more things in it. Yep. Good music raises the vibrations. Yes, it does. Take that image of cleaning out the mental closet. There you go. Visualize emptying the closet. There you go. You guys are working it out. See, I like how this group works with each other. See the support here? I love that. And I want to say thank you guys for that. Pam, I appreciate Racer Girl and you, Jen. It's like talking with old friends, helping each other is what it's all, exactly. And that's what this community is about. It's about raising one another, lifting and feeling the support. Okay? That's what this is about. That's what we do here. That's what I want. Okay? I like that it's becoming that way. I love that. Instead of stretching tight neck and shoulders, sometimes contracting them, releasing helps the physical symptoms. Yes, it does. Sometimes when you feel that tension, that's the physical body responding to the energy. And literally, think of it this way. Take your hands and you squeeze them as tight as you can and then let go, so you can feel the difference between holding and letting go. I used to do this with my clients all the time when I worked as an NMT, because I did, you know, that kind of work to muscle correction and stuff and fascia releasing way back. But you know, if you squeeze your hand so tight, that's holding, and then you let go, you can feel the difference. Then you try it with the area of your body that's hurting. So I like that Aunt Karen brought that up, because that's true. Because your physical body will tell you, like an antenna, like, hey, a communication said, like, hey, we're holding some energetic tension here. And then you're just, you know, as much as possible, and then letting go. And then you start to feel the difference. You start to feel the difference. So that's a really good one. Wait, time, okay. Journey to Becoming Me. Hi, Pamela. Okay, sometimes closing your eyes, taking a deep breath, place your hand on your heart and your left hand on top and take 3 slow breaths and say it's okay to release, I am safe. Exactly. I love it. I love it. You guys, this is fantastic. Keep going. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I just want to end the show here with a closure. I want everybody, if you can, if it's safe, if you can to stop for just a moment. If you're on archive, pause it. If you need to come back later, if you're driving or something, but just close your eyes for a moment and be with me here for one moment with this energy healing. I want you to feel it and send it. Let's practice it, okay? So close your eyes and connect to your breath. Feel your breath going in and out of your body, nice and slow, like, and out. There you go. Perfect. And just do that a few more times, just in and release it. Awesome. And do a comfortable breath for you. A gauge would be 4 in, 4 out for a heart breath, but if you can't do 4 in, 4 out, do what you can do that slows it down. You're now connecting and relaxing and tapping in your present. And as you have your eyes closed, I want you to visualize wherever you might feel you're holding on to something, whether you feel it physically, mentally, emotionally, however you're feeling it. Focus on that area. Go to that area. Go right to that. If it's in your neck or shoulders, if it's in your heart, emotions, if it's in your mind, your mental, go there. You're with a group of loving angels right now and with people supporting you. You're not doing it by yourself. Go right face to face with it. And if it's something you know you need to let go of, I want you to say, enough's enough. We're parting ways. I do care for you. I hope you find your own way, but I'm cutting the cord. I'm moving on. And whatever that energy might be attached to, it doesn't have to be a person. It could be anything, just an emotional whatever. Just visualize and state that you're letting it go. And with the help of Archangel Michael, he will lift and carry it away. And right behind that, as you feel that lift, I want you to feel it lifting off you. You might feel lighter. You might feel like you want to cry. You might want to take more breath. You might feel a palpitation. You know, you can feel different things. You can feel chills. You may just feel peaceful and calm and still and like you just want to stay there. But now we're going to fill it back up. We're going to fill up where it was cleared with some really high vibrational frequency. It's love, it's unconditional, it's available to everyone. You absolutely deserve it. It's a lot less bumpy if you clear before you fill up. So just ask to fill those spaces that have been cleared with this high frequency. You can work with Archangel Metatron on this as well. He can bring it in and it's really strong. Work with the crown, bring it down, and visualize this amazing, beautiful light. I like to visualize a very light golden color, kind of white but golden. It's a high frequency color. Let it come down and hit right to the center of where your breath is, right with that third chakra. But then expand and go to all the chakras simultaneously. You can go one at a time all the way down and back up, but you can also go right to where most of the things come from that cause us to lack confidence in ourselves, that confuse us on who has power and if we feel worthy. Go right to that third chakra, fill it, let it keep expanding, let it keep growing, and go down to the second and first, all the way down to the tips of your toes, all the way to the tips of your fingers, going back up all the way up into the top of your head, and then going beyond your body to where now you're inside of this beautiful golden light. And it's all around you. Visualize that as long as you want, as many times a day as you want. That's just a way you can visualize it. You don't have to use visualizations if you don't want. You just want to put that intention there. Do what works for you. You can use whatever color. Some people like to use the color purple, like the violet flame kind of color. You can use white. I like the golden light, the golden white light. I like that one. But you can use whatever you want. Boundaries. After you've cleared, after you've refilled and recharged your battery, so to speak, with this amazing energy, seal up your boundaries. And what I want you to think about with your bubble or your boundaries, I want you to think about it this way. I'm not trying to keep things out and separate and disconnect. I want to keep my energy within me. I want you to think of it more that way, not trying to keep something out. You are going to keep frequencies out that don't match yours, because like attracts like. Energy is attracted to energy. So when you're doing this bubble, think about you're purifying your area and you're making it into this amazing high frequency you want to thrive in. What you want to do is enclose that, but not disconnect from the wholeness and the oneness that we all have. That's what I'm saying. It will naturally keep out anything you need to be concerned about. Fear is going to be a lower frequency, so that would be clear that again. And if you feel like you got to clear 100 times a day when you start, then do it. Just take a minute and clear. Sometimes you're doing it a lot in one day, and sometimes you're not. But you can always feel yourself up with this amazing energy. This energy is coming in really strong. And so as these different things come up for you in the next few days with this moon and Chiron and Jupiter and all that we were talking about today, know that you have all of your angels available to you at any time, and you have high vibrational frequency healing energy available anytime you need it. The biggest way to hang on to that is and the way to hold it longer is to be sure you're clearing and you're being proactive about it. If you feel down, ask for it again. Clear, fill up. Clear, fill up. The more you do it, the more you'll look forward to doing it. The more you'll feel different. And the more the world will respond to you differently. So just hang in there, because this is a world that has challenges. I'm not saying it doesn't. And with that, I just want to say a big thank you to all of you that show up for the show and help one another. I want to let everyone know that you are so loved, and I am sending out, with the help from my angels, a big burst of love energy to you. And if you feel it like a hug, that's fantastic. If not, I just hope that it lights up your day and that you can go and have a fantastic day, a fantastic week, a fantastic everything, and feel encouraged and inspired that you were worth it. I feel like you're worth it. You're worth my time and effort, everything I do here. And that's why I'm here, because I love helping you. So thanks so much, guys, for listening. Thank you so much for those that support the show. It does help us tremendously to just keep things going and running, and we appreciate you in many, many ways. And we wish each and every one of you many, many blessings and lots of love, and I hope you can tap in and feel this energy. It's going to be a beautiful moon. I'm looking forward to it. And I will see you next time here on the Jenn Royster Show. Namaste.
You've been listening to the Jenn Royster Show, intuitive guidance to inspire your life. Dr. Jenn Royster is an internationally known intuitive counselor, spiritual teacher, and energy healer. Imagine having the ability to use your innate positive energy to dissolve the stuckness in your life, whether it's emotional, physical, or spiritual, through this incredible dynamic show. If you've missed any part of this show or any other show,